Today's topic is internal trade. In BST, it's a chapter 10. Trade can be classified into two categories, internal trade and external trade. What's the word meaning of internal trade? On the basis of geographical location of buyers and sellers, trade is classified into internal trade and external trade. What is meant by internal trade? Trade which takes place within a country. Within a country is called internal trade. Trade between two or more countries. Trade between two or more countries is called external trade. So very simple question we do get. Distinguish between internal trade and external trade. Internal trade within a country is a value word. External trade between two or more, external, between two or more countries. Okay? Yes. In this chapter, we are going to learn in a detailed way what is internal trade and types of internal trade and the role of chambers of commerce in promoting internal trade. Yes. Buying and selling of goods and services within the boundaries of a nation are termed as what? Internal trade. Whether the products are purchased from a neighborhood shop in a locality or a central market or a departmental store or a mall or even from any door-to-door salesperson or from an exhibition, all these are examples of internal trade only. As the goods are purchased from an individual or establishment within a country. So examples we can note it down. It's a buying the products or purchase from a shop nearby or a mall or departmental store or hypermarkets from anywhere within a country. Then it is called as internal trade. Internal trade is again classified into wholesale and retail trade. Wholesale trade and retail. So we are getting another question for the time being. Distinguish between wholesale trade and retail trade. What are the differences? Why it's needed? Generally, for products which are to be distributed to a large number of buyers who are located over a wide geographical area. Wide geographical area. So it becomes very difficult for the producers to reach all the consumers or users directly. So it's difficult to reach all consumers or users directly. Example, if vegetable oil or bathing soap or salt produced in a factory in any part of the country are to reach millions of consumers throughout the country, the help of wholesalers and retailers becomes very important. Purchase and sale of goods and services in large quantities for the purpose of resale or intermediate use is termed as or referred to as wholesale trade. Wholesale means purchase and sale of goods and services in large quantities. Large quantities. That is wholesale trade. Meanwhile, purchase and sale of goods in relatively small quantities, generally to the ultimate consumers, is referred to as retail trade. Retail, small quantities. Traders dealing in wholesale trade are called wholesale traders, and those dealing in retail trade are called retailers. So here we can say wholesalers. WHOLESALERS, wholesalers. Small quantities dealers, retailers. Yes. Both retailers and wholesalers are very important marketing intermediaries who perform very useful functions in the process of exchange of goods and services between producers and users or ultimate consumers. Internal trade aims at equitable distribution of goods within a nation speedily and at a reasonable cost. So we can study in a detailed form about the wholesale trade. As we already learned what's wholesale trade. Wholesale trade refers to buying and selling goods services in large quantities for the purpose of resale or intermediate use. Wholesalers serve as an important link between whom and whom? Wholesalers, an important link between manufacturers and retailers. So who comes in between? Wholesalers. Wholesalers serve as an important link between whom and whom? Manufacturers and retailers. They enable the producers not only to reach large number of buyers spread over a wide geographical area, but also to perform a variety of functions in the process of distribution of goods and services. Yes, they purchase in bulk and sell in small lots to retailers or industrial users. They undertake various activities such as grading of products, packing into smaller lots, storage, transportation, promotion of goods, collection of market information, collection of small and scattered orders of retailers, and distribution of supplies to them. They relieve the retailers of maintaining large stock of articles and extend credit facilities to them. Most of the functions performed by wholesalers are such which cannot be eliminated. If there are no wholesalers, these functions shall have to be performed either by the manufacturers or the retailers. These value points are telling about the importance of wholesalers and how the importance of wholesalers becomes very important for the time being. Services of wholesalers, manufacturers, the retailers are the and wholesalers are the link between them. So we can look into what are the service of wholesalers to manufacturers. Wholesalers to manufacturers. Yes. First point, major services offered by wholesalers to the producers of goods and services are, first point, facilitating large-scale production. Facilitating large-scale production. Everybody has to note down the value points in the column wise itself in the notebook. Okay. Facilitating large-scale production. Yes. Wholesalers collect small orders from a number of retailers and pass on the pool of such orders to the manufacturers and make purchases in bulk quantities. This enables the producers or the manufacturers to undertake production on a large scale and take advantages of the economies of scale. Internal and external advantages comes because these wholesalers are very helpful to the manufacturers or producers for facilitating large scale production. Secondly, wholesalers bearing risk. B-E-A-R-I-N-G, bearing risk. That is, wholesale merchants deal in goods in their own name, take delivery of the goods, and keep the goods purchased in large lots in their warehouses. In the process, they bear a variety of risks such as the risk of fall in prices, theft, spoilage, fire, etc. To that extent, they relieve the manufacturers from bearing these risks. Thirdly, wholesalers give some kind of financial assistance also. Financial assistance in terms of money. Third point, please note it down. The wholesalers provide financial assistance to whom? To the manufacturers, in the sense that they generally make cash payment for the goods purchased by them. To that extent, the manufacturers need not block their capital in the stocks. Sometimes they also advance money to the producers for bulk orders placed by them. Cash payment face value. Sometimes they do pay advance also to the manufacturers for bulk orders placed by them. Fourthly, expert advice. EXPERT, expert advice. Advice spelling ADVICE, advice. As wholesalers are in direct contact with the retailers, they are in a position to advise the manufacturers about various aspects. What are they? Including customers' taste and preferences. Customers' taste and preferences and market conditions, competitive activities, and the features preferred by the buyers. And wholesalers are helpful in marketing function also. Marketing function. Underline. Wholesalers take care of the distribution of goods to a number of retailers who in turn sell these goods to a large number of customers spread over a large geographical area. This relieves the manufacturers from many of the marketing activities and enable them to concentrate on their production activity. Sixthly, facilitate wholesalers help the manufacturers for facilitating production continuity. Facilitate production continuity. Production is a continuous process. Wholesalers facilitate continuity of production activity throughout the year by purchasing the goods as and when these are produced and storing them till the time these are demanded by retailers or consumers in the market. Seventhly, storage. Wholesalers take delivery of goods when these are produced in factory and keep them in their godowns and warehouses. This reduces the burden of manufacturers of providing for storage facilities for the finished products. They thus provide time utility also. Godowns, GODOWNS, or warehouses spelling WAREHOUSES, warehouses. So it's very helpful. Like that, 7 points we have the services of wholesalers to manufacturers. And these wholesalers itself very helpful to retailers also. The important services offered by manufacturers to the retailers are, first point is availability of goods. Availability of goods. Retailers have to maintain adequate stock of varied commodities, different types of commodities, so that they can offer variety to their customers. Wholesalers make the products of various manufacturers readily available to the retailers. This relieves the retailers of the work of collecting goods from several producers and keeping big inventory of the same. Secondly, marketing support. Marketing support. Wholesalers perform various marketing functions and provide support to whom? Support to the retailers. They undertake advertising and other sales promotional activities to induce customers to purchase the goods. Sales promotional techniques. Sales promotion through advertisement and the taste and preferences preferred by the buyers to induce customers to purchase the goods. The retailers are benefited as it helps them in increasing the demand for various new products. Thirdly, grant of credit. Note down this value points in orderly way. Grant of credit. It's a sure question. Wholesalers generally extend credit facilities to whom? To the regular customers. Grant credit facilities to the regular customers. This enables the retailers to manage their business with a relatively small amount of working capital. Then they need working capital less only. Working capital less. Fourthly, we have specialized knowledge. Wholesalers specialize. Specialized knowledge. The wholesalers specialize in one line of products and know the pulse of the market. They pass on the benefit of their specialized knowledge to the retailers. Specialized knowledge pass on to the retailers. They inform the retailers about new products, their uses, quality, prices, and so on. So they may also advise them on the decor of the retail outlet, allocation of shelf space, and demonstration of certain products. Specialized knowledge of the wholesalers. They know the pulse of the market. They pass on the benefit of their specialized knowledge to the retailers. Inform the retailers about the new products, their uses, quality, prices, etc. And risk sharing. Already we learned one word, that is bearing risk. Here, risk sharing. That is, wholesalers, who is purchasing in bulk? The wholesalers purchase in bulk. Bulk means large quantities and sell in relatively small quantities to the retailers. Being able to purchase merchandise in smaller quantities, retailers are in a position to avoid the risk of storage, reduction in prices, and demand fluctuations in respect to larger quantities of goods that they would have to purchase in case of the services of the wholesalers are not available. So, risk is taken by the wholesaler and the sharing of risk is done by the retailers. Being able to purchase merchandise in smaller quantities. What are the goodness? Retailers are in a position to avoid the risk of storage, spoilage, obsolescence, reduction in prices, demand fluctuations. These all problems can be shared. That risk can be shared with the retailers. So, we are in a position to understand how the manufacturers are the link between the producers and the retailers. Yes. Today's assignment is page number 249 in your BST textbook. Exercise questions. First one, what's meant by internal trade? First question. Second question. Eighth one. Explain the services offered by wholesalers to manufacturers. It's a 4 marks question. So, we have to write 8 minimum points. Then 9th question. What are the services offered by retailers to wholesalers and consumers? That also 4 marks question. We have to write 8 points. Service offered by retailers to wholesaler. What's the other question we are getting? Distinguish between internal trade or the differences between internal trade, external trade, isn't it? Internal trade and external trade. Another simple question we have. What is it? Distinguish between wholesale trade and retail trade. Wholesale and retail trade. Write these answers in the notebook by combining the value points we already learned and learn thoroughly and correctly. Okay, thank you. All the best.